Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to redesign your own kitchen and do it yourself. I have been designing kitchens for over 15 years and I have done a lot of them in different styles and different shapes and different sizes. Here we have a pretty standard U-shaped kitchen. There's nothing too complicated. The client wants to change it because it's dated. They want something new, fresh, and have more storage, make it more functional and more exciting. So in this video I'm going to teach you how to do it. What I'm going to be using is SketchUp software. It's free to download and you can follow my instructions and do it yourself. Design your own space, play with the layout, and also get a 3D visual. It's very important to see how your kitchen is actually going to look like, because that will give you an idea of what you want to adjust and what you want to change. You can play with the colors if you want as well. But basically what we have right now and what's not working in this kitchen is basically it's dated. It also has a lot of blind cabinets, so all the uppers that you see in the corner here and all the uppers here, they're all basically blind cabinets, so there you can't really store nothing in them. You have to dive inside and it's just not functional. Before we measure a kitchen, we need measurements. So how do we measure the kitchen? Again, fairly straightforward. You grab a piece of paper, preferably graph paper. This way it's easier to draw. I just do it on a lined paper. It works for me. And you start measuring each wall. You have to measure going all around. You have to measure to the center of your exhaust fan. If you're not planning to move the fan, you have to make sure that you know the location for your design. So I have all my measurements in front of me. I measured the space, and to give you an idea here, this is how the kitchen looks like. So this is another thing. When you measure and you have the cabinets like you saw before, in this location there was a pantry standing. So behind the pantry, they never knew that there's actually a bulkhead. So remember this: when you have a pantry in the kitchen when you open the doors, it's not as deep. There's a high chance that this pantry is not gonna have it's gonna have something behind it like a bulkhead. In this scenario, there's some pipes that are going through. The bulkhead that's above here, this bulkhead is not there's nothing. This is just decorative. So this is going to be removed and we're going to put in a nice cabinet going all the way to the ceiling. So this is just kind of how the kitchen looks all around. So you see the exhaust pipe has been it's off center. So it's really, you have to make sure. Oh, what happened to my so that's going this way, and this is me doing the measurements. So that how the kitchen space looks like. So again, when you look at this, take your time and just grab a measuring tape and start measuring from the beginning, from left to right. Draw a plan of how the kitchen actually looks like, and start measuring each wall. Measure the bulkhead and write everything down. Before you start designing, you need to have proper measurements. So now let's get back. So we know we measured our space, we have our measurements, and we're ready to start. So like I said, you can download SketchUp. This is basically how the SketchUp looks like. It's an interesting and exciting, fun software, and it takes time to get used to it, but again, it's nice to understand. So I'm gonna start with the wall. So basically you have a person here, a lady here standing. She gives you kind of a perspective, so you can see what you're doing. And let me just put this on the side. So I have my measurements. I have two screens, so my measurements are on the side. This way it's just easier so I can look at them. If you have them on the paper, that's great as well. You can use it and start drawing the walls. So we press L for line. So we basically get a line and we'll start with some sort of measurement. So we're going, and the green line is indicating which location we're going, because you're actually drafting in 3D space. So you have to, whenever you draw, it's actually in 3D, which is pretty cool. It's exciting and it's interesting. And it's fun because you're doing it in 3D, so it's not like a AutoCAD software where everything is. It's much more complicated to do it. This is SketchUp. It's easy and it's very. It's a lot of fun. So we have 37.5 inches going this way. Now you see when I point the line. So if I would do it this way, you see it's continuing towards. So it's green. If I wanted to go up. So this is red, so that's going back. If I wanted to go up, see, so this way is green, this way is blue. Now it's going up, so the line, but I need to go this way because I'm doing my bulkhead. So now I go back, again, I want it to be on the green, 1075, and then 84.5. So we have this wall. You don't have to, you can stop and kind of do what you need to do. If you want to continue, you continue. So this one together, 11 feet plus 9, 3. Oh, sorry. So that's 11 times 12 plus 3, 135 minus 52 minus 52 equals 30. I have 30.5. Okay, so that's okay, 135. So this way it's, again, if you see blue, that means it's gonna go up, so that's not what I want. I want it to be, I'm drawing for now on the green axis, so this is 100, sorry, I got 135. So 135, and you press enter. And now this way, we basically, I'm going, so now I'm in a green line, 80, I'm going to the walls, to the door, so 85. So what I usually do is I go 6 inches this way, I roughly, and go this way. So the great thing is that, see, it gives me a point when it lines up. I don't want it to line up, I just want it to kind of go like this and like that. So this is my floor plan. I have the floor plan ready. Now, crucial step is to make this floor plan a 3D space, so we can play around. This is the size we have. So now we press P, and what it does, it pulls. So now what we need to know is our height. In my case it's 96. Type it in, press enter, press O for orbit, and then press escape, or press this button right here, the arrow, and we need to triple click, right click, and make a group. So this is the most important part in your kitchen design. You need to have this step. You need to understand this step, because when you make a group, now this is its own entity, and when you add stuff to this wall, it's not going to get attached. Because if I don't make a block and I attach cabinets, in order to modify something, it's impossible. You have to start from zero, and you don't want to design half of your kitchen and then go back and start from zero. So this is your starting point, right? This is what you need, and then you work in blocks. I'm not gonna go too detail on the actual cabinet design. I can make a line, and I'm gonna make a 30-inch by 26. I press R for rectangle, and I make 36-inch. This is gonna be my stove. Triple click, make a group, and M to move it. Again, it gives me a center point, and then I can have I can see if it's, see that center of this wall. If you want, you can do the measurements from here to here, 4 feet 4.5 inches, 4 feet 4.5 inches. Perfect. So I'm in the middle of my wall for now. This is where I want to start. This is going to be in here. I'm going to add a pantry. So again, our cabinets are 25 inches with the door. So L for line from the corner, 25. Now we go. This was a double. This is going to be a double on what? 25 by 25. So I'm just going to make a block in here. P for pull, 34. 34.5. Make a group. So this is a custom design. So this one is going to be here the client wants to have an oven. So we're going 30 inches and we're going 25. And R for rectangle, P for pull, and this is going 94. Triple click, make a group. So you see how now these are totally separated and they're not, you know, I can move the separate items and they're not fixed. The space that I have for the fridge is basically 29 and a half inches. So this is going to be a 28-inch fridge. So line, again, I want to be on the red axis, 28 by 26. And it's 72. So that's my fridge. Make a group. Okay. So fridges, they usually stick out a little bit, which is fine. This one, it's actually going to be a 26-inch. So this will be custom cabinets, so we can play with the sizes. And again, I don't have exact specifications, so I'm using standard models. And for now, for example, if I want to draw a pantry and the fridge is on my way, I can just hide it. So this is coming out 25. Let's say this is going to be a 9-inch pantry, and I just wanted to go to here, P 94. Make a group, and now 425. So then you can go as detailed. If you double click, you can edit this block, and you can go as detailed as you want, or as simple as you want. So let's say I just want to add a kick plate, and so my cabinet has a kick, and then I want to add a filler into here. R for rectangle, and I go to this point, P for pull, I go 2 inches, so that's my filler space. And see how when I select this, it's actually doing the line that I created before, which is fine. You don't have to worry about that. This is just a filler. I can always delete it. And now let's say I want to bring back the fridge. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna put so double click to edit. Now 425. Again, adding these details, you kind of have to know what cabinets you're going to be using. And what the specs are, but in general, just to get an idea, this should be this really doesn't look like 425. Oh, it is. Okay, now again, double click. I want to continue editing this cabinet. Double click, so you see everything highlights. Now I have a 12-inch drawer, so it shows me a midpoint of the line that I just created. I'm going to here, and then I do another 12-inch drawer, and this is going to be oven and microwave cabinet. So again, you have to check your specs. So let's say this is going to be 48. Okay, and 2 doors here. So that's it. I just press spacebar, unselect, O for orbit. Now edit and hide all. I can see my fridge is right here. oven microwave combo. I can create another cabinet here. So now I select rectangle, P for pull, and there we go. Now I can bring out this, press shift to select this item as well, M for move, and I just bring it forward, which is a good idea to leave a bit of space behind. So now if you're, if you can always shim it on the back when you do the kitchen installation, and the top of the fridge you can put a panel as well, so don't necessarily have to make it very tight. If you're going to be building the cabinets yourself, then leave yourself room. In this scenario, there's not much room for the fridge because we want to put the oven so close to the countertop. He has a double oven, so in this case we are kind of going very tight with this design because we don't have an option. He purchased and he cannot return this item. So 24. Okay, so I can hide this, and so 1.5 inches, 1.5. So now I have 28 inches. So basically, so see, when I don't have a block, this is what happens. Basically, you're stretching the cabinet and it will start dragging. Make a group. So that's going to be 1.5. I'm going to shift everything 1.5 inches here and move. Okay. So created a little bit of more space here. And again, one option is we can fully block this corner. It's totally up to you. There's other ideas as well that you can do, but basically it's as complicated or as simple as you want to do it. What I'm gonna do is create a spacer. So because you have drawers and you're gonna have drawers opening this way, so we're gonna create this cabinet. So that's my filler, and let's measure here. So we have 24.5 inches. Perfect. So I create another rectangle, P for pull, 24 inches, and we're good to go. So now line for 25. So I have P, and I go back 3 inches. Now line 12. Line 12, and that's it. And now triple click, make a group. So we have our kitchen and we have our cabinet. So this is going to be a bank of drawers. I want to do the same thing on the other side. So I can just press Control C, Control V. I put a cabinet orbit. If you wanted to line it up with your stove, if you have the latest SketchUp, you could also download models online, so you can get a stove and you can get a fridge. There's just a bunch of other ideas. If you get a paid software, you'll have even more options, which is very nice. And so we have this. Now what we're gonna create in here is the same idea. So I'm just gonna copy Control V and copy Control V. So just placing it in here for now. Again, M, put it in the corner, M. So this is okay. So this cabinet is basically here. Orbit. This was 25 inches, right? 25. That's right. So again, I can just line this up like this. P, 3 inches, and R for rectangle. We go P. Let's say it's a 30. It's also 2-inch spacer. Oops, 2-inch. make a group. Now R and P, let's do a 32-inch sink. Make a group. Now line 0.75, 0.5. P 25. So I made a panel for dishwasher. This is nice to have because the kick plate just butts into it. You don't have to worry about finishing the kick. Now your dishwasher most of the time is 24 inches by 24. R, P for pull 34.5. Make a group. And you need another gable. Copy and paste. So we are kind of on the line. We can bring out the dishwasher. We can add some details to the dishwasher later. This is now just a general layout of the kitchen and how things are. So now if you want to see this cabinet, unhide all. So there's the cabinet there. And again, depending on what cabinet you're using, if you're using standard or custom, if it's custom, again, go ahead, and what I like to do is line everything up. This is going to be a double door. It's nice when everything is symmetrical. Again, maybe you're the type of person that just doesn't like the symmetry, likes everything to be exclusive, different, and exciting, and that's totally up to you. Now what I'm going to do with this corner is we're going to make a hidden cabinet inside. So let's see. So this is going to be a cabinet that's sitting on top of the countertop. So what we'll do is create P for pull 1.5. That's your countertop, and your countertop usually comes out an inch this way. So make a group. Again, very important. The most important is making a group. So as you see, we're gonna have to put a filler on there. Oh, where did it go? So there you go. Now on top of this, I usually go up 0.75 and we just make a cabinet here. And let's come out 2 inches from here. R for rectangle, and this is going to be our cabinet here. P for pull. Okay, so let's make a group here. So again, this is going custom cabinets and creating a custom design. So you would have to play with this and see what you want to do. Again, the more creative you get, the more complicated you get, the harder it's going to be for you to get this and make this. But again, we're getting creative here, showing you what's. So that's a spacer. Now we have 20 inches to the countertop, and it's 14-inch uppers. R rectangle and P for pull, and this is going to be a 1 cabinet, and let's say 3 inches. I usually offset 3 inches from, so there's enough clearance for your hood, so the hood is not very tight. Double click, make a group. So you see it's selecting all the lines that I unselected. Again, rectangle selected, P for pull 0.75. This is a finished gable that I'm gonna apply after, and this is basically what we get. So all this stuff in there, we can either create a custom cabinet, we can add a cabinet in here. What else can we do? There's not much we can do. Again, we're working here because of the double oven. It's really important for him because he already has it. He wants me to find a way to place it in here, so that's one of the solutions that we have. So what we can do is actually divide, so I can explode this. And let me see if I can make this work. So if I hide this and I hide this, so I explode. Now we go back, let's say 18 inches, and we go here, here, and we go here. So what I just created is a custom cabinet. That's gonna go to here, and this cabinet is basically gonna be like a big cabinet that you can access from here, and inside is going to be a different cabinet that you can access this area in the bottom. So technically this all supposed to work out well, and let me just see if I can. So from here to here, and this is going to be another cabinet that's 24 inches deep. Oops. So you see how it's selected now, so I want to keep it separate. So I'm gonna no, I don't want to erase this line. So I'm gonna make a group, and let's make another cabinet 24. So that's gonna go. So now I have access to the upper storage. So this is going to be just a big upper cabinet that we created, and I can probably even make it separate. So this is going to be one cabinet, this is going to be a separate cabinet, and let's see, how do we get here? So 2 inches from the back, 24. So how big is this door? 11.5. 14. So 26. So 14. Erase. Now L, 14 this way. Okay, so I have, and 14. So let's say this is my corner cabinet, and now how big is this door? 11.5. Okay, so measure, no, it's T for tape, so this is 12. Okay, and 5. So as you see now, the design becomes asymmetrical. So I'm not getting 2 cabinets on one side and 2 cabinets on the other, and I could technically shift everything. So my center point is from here to here. That's 7 feet. 7 times 12, 84, plus 10, 94. 94 minus, I'm gonna take 34 inches for the hood. 32 and 2, 34. 60 divided by 2, that's 30 and 30. Okay, so the idea also, I can also find out where my hood is. So the center of my stove that I marked is 52 inches. So here is 52. Now I can press C for circle, and this is just to give myself kind of, this is 6-inch pipe. Erase. Oops. So I made it specifically in a wall, so this is where the pipe is. The panel just ends there. Okay, so let's hide this. 12 and 12. Okay. Now again, I can make 30 inches to the hood, 12 and oops, I mean this way it's 15, 6, this is going to be a more modern 15, 6, B, it's going to be 12, and then a line, and B another 12, so maybe not even, let's say 6, like that. Triple click, make a group, so that's my hood. Now my pipe is here, so it's one option, like I said, is to drill a hole. Another option is to have a flex pipe and hide this with the bulkhead. So here what we're gonna add is Control V, so we're gonna have 3 doors on this side. Or okay, we're gonna have copy V. Okay. So P for pull, 1 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this on hide all. Let me delete this. So we have 12, 12. Okay, so that's 1. So I just selected it all, pasted, and now I'm gonna try something else. So I'm gonna make a line, and I'm gonna move this hood. Where's the middle of my line? Okay. So that's the middle. Move. Okay. Now I want to move 2 inches away. Away. I'm supposed to get equal cabinet here. 11, 5, 7, 8. So I'm in a foot. 5 and 1, 16. Okay. Almost. This is okay. everything is lining up. So 12, so 17 inches. 12 plus 5, 17. So now pull. Let's do 17-inch cabinet. See, I don't need all of these lines to be attached in one block. Make a group. Line these up. Copy V. Grab this corner, paste, and move this. Okay. So now let's say P, I want to offset this 6 inches. Line. Okay, so I lined up my hood, and I'm gonna get rid of this cabinet, and so I just made a line here. Oh, let's double click. I can get rid of this line now. So what happens now is I have more of a symmetrical, I'm gonna move this lady, more of a symmetrical design on top, but the bottoms are going to be a little bit off, which I don't mind. Hide. So I have a space from here. 12, 17. Okay, so hide. This was how big? 24. So 17, 4, 3, 8 inches. So 12, 16. Sorry, 2 more. Pay 2. Edit. Unhide all. So now I have my stove. So I have drawers. I have my sink cabinet, dishwasher, and when you come in, the top is nice and symmetric. I have a door. This door gets access to all of this stuff. This cabinet I gotta delete. Then we have just an empty spot because we can't reach it anyways. Then this door opens this way, so you have that. And here beside the pullout we can make another cabinet. P, that's gonna go to this. This could be a spice pullout. And also this is good to have more counter space, so now we're not in the center of the room, but it offsets us. If somebody's standing here, we're not too close to each other. Well, now we can also move the lady and see if you're standing here. See, this becomes now an issue a little bit. So if 2 people are standing here using the sink, but it's a tight spot, so there's not much we can do. Again, at the end of the day, it's how you wanna to work with your space and what you want it to accomplish. So let's get this 26 R. So from here to here, be 1.5. Triple click, make a group. Now orbit L 26, and now this way R 1.5. So again, as you see now, this I can explode this and now make this all into one, make a group. This also shows me if you want to keep a seam, this shows you a countertop connection, so you could potentially keep it and kind of see how your seam, you're gonna have a countertop. Well, possibly they make it out of one piece, or you could have a connection in there. And now above the sink, totally up to you if you want to raise the cabinets or keep them the same. I'll just keep them all in one line. This going to be 2 doors and another cabinet that's 24. Also 2 doors. See, so now this is all a group. I really don't want to do that, because in case if I want to change this later, I won't be able to do that. So make a group, L24. Now rectangle, make another rectangle, and add the line here. So this is going to be a double door. Make a group, and so here we have cabinets all the way. Now for example, if I want to raise this cabinet, I can just double click, P for pull, and say 6 inches. So this becomes an upper cabinet. This is where your sink goes, that's your dishwasher, and this cabinet is double click, 6 inches. Let me see under, there you go, L 625. There you go. And so we have our sink. Drawer, spice pull out. So that's it. That's our kitchen layout. And this is how it looked before. See, it's perfectly in the center, but the pipe is here. So now, what have we done? In order to get from this pipe, this cabinet has to be notched out, and it's a 6-inch pipe, so basically he would have to do like a 8-inch box by 12. So from here to here, P inside. So that's the idea. You'd have to do a box like that to hide the pipes. That's going to be the ceiling. Again, that's not how we're going to build. We're not going to build it solid, but this is just an easy way to display it for yourself, so you know there's no spaces that's going above the cabinets. So you can either put a distance, or you can just bring it to line up with a triple click, make a group, and done. So So this way, if you want to see everything that's a block, it's being painted differently or separately. That's why it's nice to keep it blocks. You can play with your colors and see how your kitchen, you really have to spend the time to do a sink cutout if you want, and add all the appliance details. But in general, this is an overall design that the client can review and say, okay, I like it or I don't. Let's see what we can adjust, right? So there you go. This is in general how you design your kitchen. From this point, I'm gonna go into the next video where I'm gonna explain how you make a cut list out of this, and then how you can make this kitchen yourself as well. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Again, don't forget to comment below what are your challenges in your kitchen design. What's the biggest headache you're having, and what's the biggest challenge, and would be happy to answer your questions. And thank you very much for watching. Hit the thumbs up and have fun designing, have fun renovating, enjoy your day.